Plenty more summer fun ahead on this July 4th holiday. Regional fun every day during the summer. Our top stories on News 13 on this Independence Day.
From the Samson Production Studios in the heart of Hazleton, Pennsylvania, it's your News 13.
Good evening, welcome back, and happy 4th of July. I'm Kathy Wazinski. When it comes to playing the blues, some of the best show up every summer in the middle of a local farmer's field. The Briggs Farm Music Festival is celebrating 18 years right down the road in Nescopec. Christina Papa headed out for some great music and to find out why the festival attracts music lovers from all around the world.
Have yourself a ball, have yourself a beer. Come on, baby, come on, dear. I say, well, Briggs Blues Fest is where to be.
These guys are just a few of the thousands that set up camp here at Briggs Farm in Nescopec for their annual Blues Festival.
Well, this is Briggs Farm Blues Festival. It's the 16th festival that we've had. What we're doing now is driving around some of the fields. The concert takes place on a 350-acre family farm in Nescopec Township, which was settled by my ancestors in the 1760s. So we've been here for over 200 years and operated this as a family farm.
The farm's been hosting the event for 16 years, and every season the set list gets bigger and bigger.
Lori Bell, Shakira Saida, Clarence Beatty, Mac Arnold, Cedric Burnside was R.L. Burnside's grandson, Georgie Bonds, great soul singer.
Campers line the grass waiting for their favorite blues artists to take the stage. The quiet farm triples in size overnight, which is why the farm decided to just let their guests stay over.
We get about 1,200 campers here a year. And the campers come on Friday morning and line up and wait to get in, and it's first come, first serve. So what they do is they come in here. A lot of them have campsites that they like to get every year, and they set up in this area is the woods, and they can set up in tents and small vehicles in here.
Briggs Farm's owner, Richard Briggs, says it's that family atmosphere that keeps listeners coming back.
Because the blues musicians, unlike a lot of other types of music, it's a family passed down thing. It's a historical thing. Started in the South, and a lot of it in the South around Mississippi Delta. So we do make that connection.
But Briggs says you can't have a true blues experience without a little Southern cooking.
We have a style of food that comes from Mississippi Delta, and we made that connection from going down to Mississippi and eating Southern food. So we have some great smoked pulled pork and catfish and macaroni and cheese. And also we have some great desserts, and we do for the campers we do a Southern breakfast too. It's early in the morning on Saturday and Sunday.
But the real reason for a blues festival, the music. Artists who've traveled the world will perform on the main stage and
Well, there's still plenty more summer fun out there. We'll mix our coal mining heritage with trains and a special ride for a historical spin on summer fun just ahead on News 13. Well, some folks love summer, but they get tired of the heat and the humidity. Well, there are things you can do to escape the muggy weather for a while. Stephanie Gorney hit the ice for a little warm weather relief.
If you are sick of the heat and can't find any relief from it, what better way to cool down than being on a huge slab of ice? While that may seem a little unrealistic, the Cole Street Ice Rink has just that, a huge piece of ice which provides cool temperatures and a great way to stay active.
Well, obviously, for a week like this where it's 90 every day, it's a great way to stay cool. And I think beyond that, if you're looking to do any kind of exercise, or if you're looking for your kids to stay active, with an indoor activity, it's a no-brainer because there's always something for everyone here.
If you are a little iffy about stepping on the ice and feel that you are not well balanced, don't worry because the rink has special classes for learning to skate.
Yeah, the Learn to Skate program is a great alternative to activities during the summer here at the ice rink at Cole Street. It runs throughout the summer from 5:30 to 6:30. We suggest if you're interested in coming in just to check it out as a walk-in process.
For kids, this is a really new experience, and most want to get involved because they have seen figure skating on TV and find it very exciting.
I watched it on TV and it looked interesting.
And now that you're ice skating, how does it feel?
Exciting. Because you get to do lots of waltz jumps and neat tricks.
So what made you want to ice skate?
Because I'm having fun.
And why is it fun to do ice skating during the summer?
Because it's really hot out.
This rink is where the Wilkes-Barre-Scranton Penguins practice, and what better way for a child to learn how to play than where the pros play? The ice rink offers different levels for children to evolve their hockey skills. First, they will learn how to skate, and then they learn how to play with full equipment.
The is for brand new skaters to come and basically be introduced to skating, and we like to focus on the hockey end. We take our hockey kids down to the other end, and just learn how to skate. Some real basic skills. I like for them to come and start to play hockey, so they can learn how to skate now, and then they come to Saturday morning classes and do our Learn to Play session, which is full equipment. The kids get to shoot pucks and stick handle and do all the skating drills like they would on a hockey team.
Children love to watch the Penguins play and are excited that they could learn how to play as well and hope to be on a professional team someday.
I like being a goalie.
Why is it fun to play hockey?
Because you could get the puck and stuff with a stick. You could catch the puck when you're the goal.
What made you want to come out here and learn how to skate for hockey?
Because I always watch National Hockey League. It makes me want to play hockey because I already got a goalie stick and 8 pucks.
Along with hockey and figure skating, the ice rink also offers a popular international Winter Olympic sport that is growing in our area.
Anthracite Curling Club, they go year-round. They'll do, it's Tuesday nights in the summer, and that'll go right up until, I believe, the week before Labor Day. And then once our fall session starts, they go to Saturday nights. So that goes year-round, and we really think that's going to be the next, it's really going to take off over the next 6 months as we get closer to the next Winter Olympics.
For those who are just looking for a fun family day out, Cole Street has open skate sessions where families could take their time going around the rink and just enjoying each other's company. For more information on the programs offered at Cole Street, call the number at the bottom of your screen. Stephanie Gorney, News 13, Wilkes-Barre.
Those tiny skaters a lot braver than I am. Well, how about mixing some history with your summer fun? Our area was the heart of the coal mining region, and one local attraction shows you just what it was like to work in the deep mines. Matthew Petrillo headed to Ashland for an engaging look into our past.
You won't see these trains running today, at least not commercially. But its loud toot and iconic chug can still be heard here at the Pioneer Tunnel Coal Mine and Steam Train Museum.
The Henry Clay is an 86-year-old narrow gauge steam locomotive built by the Vulcan Iron Works in 1927. It is 23 feet long, weighs 30 tons, is capable of 525 horsepower.
Tony Loftus has been a train engineer here for 5 years.
When you grow up your whole life as a rail fan, it's pretty cool to have your dream become your job, I would say.
But if you're not familiar with trains, Tony's glad to give you a test drive.
Well, you don't steer it because it's on rails. You pull the throttle back, it opens a valve up in the steam dome, it sends steam down to the cylinders. And this right here is known as the Johnson bar. When you move that back and forth, it sets the valves and causes the locomotive to go forward and reverse.
This train is so old school, it runs on sweet black coal.
We are burning anthracite coal that we find right here in Schuylkill County. And in there right now, we're probably cranking about 1,800 degrees. Wow. Yep. And it burns pretty efficiently.
The train has some local routes tied to Hazleton.
It was actually in service on a job up in Hazleton for about 26 years. And in the 1950s, when all the large dump trucks come on the scene, they didn't need the Lokies anymore, and they sent it away to the scrapyard. Luckily, there was a group of fellows from Ashland, the actual founders of the Pioneer Tunnel, that found it there in the scrapyard, brought it back here, overhauled it, and it's been operating now for us for 51 years.
The original mine was operated in Mahanoy Mountain at Ashland in the late 19th century and gave its name to the Pioneer Tunnel, which was owned and operated by the Philadelphia and Reading Coal and Iron Company from 1911 to 1931. But historians still take people inside the mines today.
The coolest part about these tours for myself is the people. You get to see them come in here. They don't know what they're getting into. The reactions sometimes are priceless. Most of them are serious, but you welcome that priceless surprise look once in a while as well. For them to be able to come here and learn the history of this area, the history of mining in the area, what brought the people here, what created the towns that are around here and the patches and stuff like that. You have people come here that work in places, and after they go through here, they walk out and they look at it and they honestly say, I will not complain about my job again.
Now, the Henry Clay still gives tours all around the mountain, just like its predecessor did 50 years ago.
I'm really psyched for this ride.
The temperature inside the mine averages 52 degrees, so a tour here is a perfect way to cool off on a hot summer day. But the coal miner's life wasn't easy.
A lot of these guys, depending on the mines they work, the hours varied. So sometimes, depending on the season, you can have a miner come to work. He goes to work in the dark. He goes in here and puts a long shift in, maybe 8, 9, 12 hours, whatever it might be in that mine. He comes back out in the dark. So he spends a whole season not seeing the sunlight. Very demanding, very physically draining for these guys, what they did in here.
Billis says it's important to remember the sweat that culminated from these mines.
There is a lot of pride in coal, not just anthracite coal. Any coal mining area has a lot of pride in what it is. And again, as I stated, it is what brought the people here. It is what kept the community alive for the longest time. It's very important to keep the tradition alive, keep the history alive. Let people know exactly what the people before did to help them get to where they are today. And even what miners are doing today. Very dangerous conditions for these guys to work in, very demanding jobs that they keep doing.
The coal tours are usually open during holidays, including Independence Day. Matthew Petrillo, News 13, Ashland.
Well, if you're not game for an amusement park or riding the rapids, how about another game that takes place on rollers? Mike Madry with some summer fun that substitutes roller skates for the kind you use on ice.
It's been a sport that's been around since the late 1800s and has been recognized as a national sport. Ice hockey started in Canada and grew to all countries across the world. But why is this game on the decline? Well, the cost is skyrocketing. It's not just the price of equipment, it's the price of ice time as well. But since the mid-1900s, there's been a solution to that. The sport called roller hockey.
It's a little more relaxed, that it's cheaper. You don't have to buy quite as much gear. You can enjoy the weather more.
Roller hockey can be played on an outdoor surface, which eludes the scarce of ice time. And just in Luzerne County, there's even 2 leagues. Yes, who would have known? One in Mountaintop and one here in Hazleton. Ashley Reimold is league commissioner for Hazleton, and she isn't surprised by the growth.
Oh, not at all. Ever since the league came to Cole Street and everything, that just increased the interest in hockey, not so much in ice hockey. And since roller hockey and street hockey is a whole lot cheaper than ice hockey, I just figured it would kind of skyrocket.
Hazleton and Mountaintop both have right around 20 teams just in men's league combined. Both rinks can be used by the public for free, which dwindles down the cost drastically when comparing the cost to ice hockey. And for Reimold, the saving of money, competition level, and exercise are just many reasons why parents are enlisting their kids in the Hazleton Roller Hockey League.
Well, for many reasons. I mean, hockey is a pretty competitive sport. It teaches good teamwork skills, good communication skills, things like that, dedication. And in our league, it's a summer league that's relatively cheap. So once baseball's done and all that, hockey's kind of one of the only sports in the area still going on.
If you're still not sure how roller hockey is played, check out this video found on YouTube. One player mounted a camera on his head and he shows the world what it's like to step foot on a roller rink and get live in a game. As you see, the action is intense and the game is as fast-paced as any other sport out there. Still not sold on the sport? According to Greg Gahn, who's dabbled in competitive ice hockey as well, he thinks the intensity level is the same when comparing ice and roller.
It's about the same, just like any sport, basketball, baseball. Everyone wants to win and compete as a team and play as a team, so it's about the same.
News 13 went online to figure out why parents are enlisting their kids in Hazleton roller hockey opposed to ice hockey. And well, there was a huge difference in ice hockey fees. $115 would be saved if you joined here instead of playing ice hockey. And that's just in ice hockey equipment fees. Just in the junior league, which features kids aged 5 to 16, they already have 6 teams made up in a league that has been growing and going strong for years now. If you want any information on the league, you can visit HazletonStreetHockey.com. Mike Madry, News 13, Hazleton.
So are you tired from all that fun? Let's face it, for grown-ups, there's no better way to cap up a day of fun than with an icy cold beverage. And one of the premier breweries in the country is right here in Schuylkill County. Alex Sellen heads to Pottsville and a little business by the name of Yuengling.
It's America's oldest brewery, and behind the fire engine red brick lies a whole lot more than beer. It's the D.G. Yuengling & Sons Brewery located in the heart of Pottsville, and it's open to the public. Taking one of these free tours offered twice daily will give you a first-hand look at how this turns into this and this. One building can produce almost 1,500 barrels of beer per day, which translates to exactly 198,288 12-ounce cans. And this tour isn't just for grown-ups, it's great for the whole family. But don't just take my word for it. Philip Errett, who was visiting with his family, had a favorite part.
I like the caves.
You heard correctly. This dark cave was the original location where Yuengling's beer was fermented, stored, kegged, and bottled. The underground structure was not only dug completely by hand without machines or explosives, but has been used by the company up until 2004. Since then, Yuengling has opened the cave to public touring as a part of their 175th anniversary. And with such a long-standing classic and world-renowned name in beer, you might even get to meet a celebrity.
Meeting Mr. Yuengling. I was standing here in this gift shop, and he came walking through the door, and I said, "Mr. Yuengling, how are you?" He said, "Great, nice to meet you." Shook his hand, and he walked right through that other door, and that was it. So that's my favorite part of the whole tour.
I love Yuengling. I realized they don't have it in Wisconsin. That's where I went last week. And I'm happy to be back in an area that they actually sell Yuengling and I can actually have a sample. So
the history, the machinery, the instruments, the science behind it, and of course the free sampling. But it was pretty cool because my family's been drinking this beer as long as I can remember, and it was pretty cool to see where it started.
It truly is a maze of gauges, gadgets, cold caverns, and steaming hot attics. Pictures, memorabilia, and keepsake line the walls as you tour through the building, all the way into the pub, which was originally built as an employee lunchroom in the mid-19th century. The company began as Eagle Brewery, which explains Yuengling's logo. The name changed when the brewery moved location from North Center Street to where it stands today after a fire in 1831, just 2 years after its founding. So just imagine the facility, almost 200 years old, with every step from water to beer being shown to the public for free. But let the people who took the tour tell you firsthand.
I'd recommend everybody in this country come to this brewery.
Definitely go.
If you don't, you're an idiot.
It's the best thing since beer in a can.
And here on Montongo Street in Pottsville, after the 5 levels of your brewery tour, the last step, free beer. And if that isn't enough to bring you into D.G. Yuengling & Sons Brewery, surely nothing is. As for the guests I spoke with as they shuffled out of the brewery following their tours, they gave it a thumbs up. Alex Sellen, News 13, Pottsville.
Actually, we haven't seen Alex since the end of that tour. No, he's back, don't worry. Hey, that's the summer fun edition of News 13 for this Independence Day. Thank you so much for joining us. You can catch this newscast again with rebroadcast throughout tonight, or just go to News 13's website anytime, SSPTV.com, where you'll always find the local and regional news you need and the community news you want. For the entire News 13 team, thank you so much for joining us. I'm Kathy Bazinski, and hope you're having a great holiday.